What if the anger you feel right now could be the very fuel that transforms your life? What if fear, sadness, and frustration weren't enemies to fight, but raw energy waiting to be reshaped into strength? For thousands of years, alchemists, warriors, and mystics all spoke of one secret. Emotions are energy in motion. They cannot be destroyed, but they can be transformed. Modern science now agrees. Emotions trigger chemical cascades in your body, influencing hormones, focus, and even immune function. But here's the catch. Most people let these emotions control them instead of mastering them. When anger spikes, they lash out. When fear rises, they freeze. But the ancients had techniques to redirect this energy into clarity, action, and resilience. In the next few minutes, you'll discover how to stop running from your emotions and start wielding them as tools. And I promise, once you understand this process, you'll never see a bad mood the same way again. If you've ever turned a painful moment into a breakthrough, share it in the comments. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs today. The first step to transmuting negative emotions is to stop labeling them as bad. Anger, fear, jealousy, these are signals, not flaws. Think of them as alarms from your subconscious, pointing towards something you need to address. Ancient Stoics taught that nothing in life has meaning except the meaning you assign to it. This means your interpretation decides whether fear cripples you or fuels you. When you feel a surge of emotion, pause. Don't suppress it and don't explode. Observe it. Ask, what is this feeling trying to tell me? This shift turns you from a passive victim of emotion into an active interpreter. The emotion becomes raw material, like molten metal waiting to be shaped. By practicing this pause, you're already reclaiming power. It's the first moment you decide, I will not be ruled by this. That decision alone separates those who spiral downward from those who rise higher. If you've ever caught yourself before reacting and made a better choice, you already know this works. Drop a quick "I've done it" in the comments. It might surprise you how many people have. Here's the secret the ancients knew. Emotion is just energy, and energy can be redirected. Picture a river. If you block it, it floods and destroys. But if you channel it, it powers a mill. The same is true for your mind. Anger can be transformed into determination. Fear can be turned into preparation. Sadness can evolve into compassion. Modern neuroscience calls this emotional reframing. When a negative feeling arises, pair it with a purposeful action. Anger, pour it into a workout or a challenging project. Fear, let it push you to study, train, or prepare. Sadness, use it to deepen your connection with others. The shift happens the moment you choose where that energy flows. Most people waste emotional energy fighting the feeling itself. You, on the other hand, can use every drop of it as fuel. Imagine how unstoppable you'd be if nothing you felt was ever wasted. If this idea clicks for you, hit like so the algorithm knows to share this with more people who need it. But here's where it gets tricky. The mind will resist. It's easier to react than to redirect. That's why ancient warriors and monks trained themselves through rituals, physical movements, breathing patterns, even chants that anchored their minds in control. This wasn't superstition. It was neuroscience before the term existed. One simple exercise. When you feel emotion rising, slow your breathing. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 6. This pattern signals safety to your nervous system, reducing the body's panic response. Then, as the mental storm calms, choose your target. Decide what action will benefit from this energy surge. Do this enough, and your brain rewires. Emotional control becomes reflex, not effort. That's the level where even chaos feels like a resource, not a threat. Comment below with one situation you wish you'd handled this way, because next time, you'll be ready. Let's address the myth. Control doesn't mean suppression. Suppression is a dam waiting to burst. True mastery is flow. You let the energy move, but you decide its path. Think of a martial artist redirecting an opponent's force instead of blocking it. A key technique is state switching. If you're overwhelmed by anger, physically change your posture and environment. Stand taller, open your chest, shift your tone of voice. These physical changes send new signals to your brain, shifting your state and making transmutation easier. Ancient healers paired this with sound, deep tones or mantras that vibrated through the body, reinforcing the shift. Science now shows that sound frequencies can alter brainwave states, helping emotions stabilize faster. If you've never tried pairing movement with sound to change your mood, try it today and tell us what happened. You might shock yourself. Fear is perhaps the most misunderstood emotion. We treat it like an enemy, but evolution designed it to keep us alive. Fear sharpens senses, increases blood flow to muscles, and heightens awareness. In survival terms, that's gold. The problem isn't fear, it's freezing under it. To transmute fear, channel it into preparation and decisive action. Instead of asking, "What if I fail?" ask, "What can I prepare right now to succeed?" This flips fear from paralyzing to empowering. Navy SEALs use a similar tactic. They don't aim to eliminate fear, only to act effectively despite it. Imagine what would change in your life if fear always pushed you forward instead of holding you back. That's not just possible, it's trainable. If you're ready to try, save this video so you can practice these steps whenever fear shows up. Sadness carries a different kind of energy, heavier, slower, but deeply connective. Ancient mystics saw it as a doorway to empathy. When you channel sadness into art, storytelling, or helping others, it transforms from isolation into unity. The weight lifts because the energy finds purpose. This is why some of history's most moving works of art were born from grief. The creator didn't escape the feeling, they shaped it. You can do the same. Next time sadness comes, ask, "Who can benefit from what I'm feeling right now?" That shift changes everything. Science confirms that acts of compassion release oxytocin and dopamine, literally healing the emotional state that triggered them. This is emotional alchemy in action. If this idea resonates, leave a comment with one way you've turned sadness into something meaningful. You'll inspire more than you think. One of the most advanced techniques is stacking. This means combining multiple emotions into a single powerful drive. For example, take the urgency of fear, mix it with the determination of anger, and direct it toward a clear goal. The result is explosive momentum. Elite athletes and entrepreneurs often do this without realizing it. They harness the intensity of competition, fear of losing, and the fire of ambition, desire to win, to push themselves beyond limits. You can consciously practice this by identifying two emotions you're feeling and asking, "How can I blend these into a single, purposeful action?" The result isn't just control, it's amplification. Instead of diffusing your emotional energy, you're focusing it into a laser beam. If you're ready to experiment with this, drop stacking in the comments so we can all see who's leveling up. Reflection is the final stage of transmutation. After you channel an emotion into action, take time to look back and understand what happened. This locks the skill into your nervous system, making it easier next time. Ancient schools of philosophy encouraged daily emotional audits to track growth. Write down what you felt, what you did, and what the outcome was. Over weeks, you'll see patterns. Certain actions work best with certain emotions. This is how you build a personal, emotional playbook unique to you. And here's the bonus. The more you reflect, the less you fear any emotion, because you've proven to yourself you can handle them all. If you think this practice could help you, hit like so the algorithm shares it with more people who need this power. We've come full circle. The emotions you once feared are the same forces that can fuel your greatest achievements. Anger becomes courage, fear becomes readiness, sadness becomes connection, and you become unshakable. This isn't theory, it's a choice you can make every day. The next time an intense feeling hits, don't run, don't bury it. Ask, how can this serve me? Then act. Over time, you'll notice something incredible. You stop dreading emotions altogether because every one of them becomes a tool in your arsenal. Here's my challenge. For the next 7 days, pick one emotion each day and consciously transmute it into purposeful action. Then come back and share your results. Like, share, and save this video, because the world needs more people who turn pain into power.